Do your part, Pisces, and surrender the rest. That's what Spirit is saying as I tune into your energy for the month of September. So, meaning, surrender your impatience, surrender your attachment to a certain outcome for whatever it is that you are doing. So, for some of you, it's like you have a creative goal or a career goal or a love goal or etc. Whatever your goal or whatever your desire may be, you will benefit from remembering that you're co-creating, that you are part of a larger tapestry. And so your, mission, should you choose to accept it, is to be the deepest, richest, truest color of you, to be the youest you that you can be, and then trust that the other components, the cooperative components, will drift into your orbit because you are really striking, you're in the right motion. You are in the right amount of gravity to attract the other things into you that you desire. So surrender your fear, surrender your attachment, okay? As much as possible. It will do you good. And Spirit is saying, it's like closing 1,000 mental tabs. You ever had too many tabs open and it's like, oh my God, where do I even start? This is closing 1,000 mental tabs and being like, one thing at a time. Let me just really be where I am fully. Whatever emotion, whatever action, I'm in this. And I'm not trying to get somewhere else, be somewhere else, change what's here. I'm going to show up fully to what's here because I know that invites more and better of what's available out there. Okay? Okay. I'm Madeline. Hi. If we haven't met before. Now we're going to get into the story of your month. So keep that kind of overarching message in the back of your mind as we get into where you've been, where you are, and where you are headed in your unfolding future. Spirit, we want to know the truth for Pisces people. What themes are showing up for Pisces, Pisces Sun, Pisces Moon, Pisces Rising, and Pisces dominant people? Spirit, 12th house dominant people. What do those who carry the archetype of Pisces need to know in the month of September for their highest good? Spirit, we want to get an idea of where they've been, where they currently stand, and how their future is unfolding based on those past and present decisions. We want to know the climate, Spirit, the truth of the climate around Pisces, and your guidance for how they can navigate all of this for their highest good, Spirit, for stepping into a future that is content, abundant, fulfilling for Pisces. Let's see what we got here. Perfect. Okay. It's funny, what Spirit is showing me is a sculptor. And they're showing me like a sculptor back in what? Like ancient Rome or something like that. And they're showing me this person in, their workshop, their space, and they're chiseling away at something. And they are so in it. They are in that flow state, that famous flow state. And Spirit is like, can you imagine how much easier it was to get into a flow state when the opinions and the perspectives of every other human in the fucking universe wasn't peering in or available to peer out? Surrender all of that. Keep your own perspective. Your own perspective is precious, okay? Keep it. Okay. Wowie zowie. Let's get into it, Pisces. Ah, sculptor. And here we have literally in this deck someone sculpting. Love to see it. Love to see it. Cut out the noise. Cut out the noise. Be in your own. Oh my goodness. I love it. Spirit is so clear. Okay. So, first of all, you are coming through as the Page of Wands. Pages are youthful, open, exuberant, curious. They're beginners. They have a great beginner's mind, a great student's approach. So even if you are an expert at whatever it is you're doing, Pisces, it benefits you this month to remember to keep that beginner's mind, to keep your perspective malleable, sculptable. Come back to the sculpting thing. To be adventurous, to remember that, like, actually there are a lot more possibilities than I'm necessarily always aware of, and I'm open to being surprised. I'm very open to that. And prioritizing having fun, prioritizing moving in directions that make you feel enlivened and lit up, okay? So, sitting in the recent past, if we got to see him somewhere, let's see him in the past, the devil. What Spirit is saying about this is attachments, attachments, attachments. This is why Spirit was saying surrender your attachment to this, surrender your attachment to that, surrender your attachment to how it is received. If you have a great work or a great message that you want to share, it would serve you to think of it like putting a message in a bottle and throwing it into the ocean. Pisces things. It would serve you to say what matters most is that the message or the work or whatever gets out there. Who receives it and how it is received, none of my business. But it is essential that I get this message out into the world. You know what I'm talking about? Detach. Detach from the outcome. Detach from the other perspectives. Keep your own perspective. I feel that in the past, that has been something that has held you back. Maybe fear of failure, fear of being wrong, fear of being perceived in a way that you can't control. I'm hearing all these different things, okay? I'm an intuitive reader, if we haven't met before, so I'm relaying what Spirit is sharing with me, okay? These are going to apply to different Pisces that are tuning in for this. If something brings up more questions and answers, then just assume that it's for another Pisces, it's not for you, and don't worry about it. But for some of you, these attachments have kept you from being as present and as creative and as joyful in your process as you would like to be. But that's changing. Keep that Page of Wands perspective. And in the present, Eight of Pentacles. Love this card. It is the card of, like, joyful practice. Like, I really want to grow my skills at this, or I really want to grow my business, or I really want to grow my money. And it has to do with showing up and practicing what it is that you are trying to create. So for example, if you were a writer, it's like, do I faithfully show up to my computer or to the pen and paper or whatever every single day? If I am focused on growing, my athleticism, am I showing up and am I working out consistently? And so on and so forth. What is your thing? And are you practicing it? And if not, it benefits you now to start a very rigorous, daily, consistent practice, okay? And consistency matters entirely more than intensity. So, for example, doing 1 3-hour writing marathon on a Saturday, don't get me wrong, that's great if that pops in and it just, inspiration strikes. But it is not better, and it certainly doesn't supersede showing up for half an hour every evening or every morning or every afternoon and having a steady, reliable writing practice. You know what I'm talking about? Plan your work and work your plan, and it will pay off. Pay off in skills, pay off in money, big growth, big flourishing available to you. And beautifully, the Eight of Pentacles is followed up by another 8. Number 17, the star, which reduces to number 8 in numerology, right? And the star is about faith and proceeding with faith and the expansion and the flow state that can come when we shed our earthly attachments. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Shed our earthly attachments. The star is like a wonderful antidote to the devil. The devil makes us feel ashamed, makes us feel we need to do things in a certain way. The star is just, this is who I am. This is who I am. Lumps, bumps, whatever, warts and all. This is what I feel I need to do. This is what I feel I need to follow, whether or not anybody else loves it. And guess what? When we do that, we shine. We shine so much more brightly. We're not dimming ourselves because we're like, ooh, but I don't want to turn this group of people off, and I don't want to, offend this person, and it'd be a shame if this person thought I was too big for my britches. And do you know what I'm talking about? When we stop doing that, and it's just like, this is who I am. This is who I'm here to be. Like, I'm actually taking off all of the crap, all of the societal expectations, all the expectations I've put on myself, so that I can just be me and I can just glow. Sitting in the position representing the guidance, the High Priestess. Talk about needing a practice. The High Priestess, what about your intuitive practice? How do you attune to your own self? How do you attune to your own cycles? And if, Pisces, you don't take necessarily steps to attune to your own cycles, to notice how you're doing, to check in and adjust as necessary, September would be a really wonderful month to put some concentration on that. It is Virgo season. So it's like, what routines and rituals and organizational steps provide the sort of nice, firm support that allow me to be softly creative inside of those supports. You have something deep inside of you. This is the other thing that Spirit is saying. You do have a vision. There, the High Priestess, number 2, and sitting over in the position representing your hopes and fears is number 3, the Empress. The High Priestess precedes the Empress the same way that, women can get a funny feeling that, like, ooh, I think I'm pregnant. But it's like they're not showing, there's not any confirmation yet, but they can just have a feeling like something is happening inside of me that is different. And then comes the phase, the next phase is step 3, where they're showing. So you have something inside of you that maybe the rest of the world cannot perceive yet, but you can feel it. What is it that you can feel deep inside of you that wants to be born? And that with some gentle, loving attention, it can be born and can be beautiful and can flourish and can help send you forward deeper onto your great adventure. Just to confirm and affirm and reaffirm everything that says, love your whole self, be gentle with your whole self, and everything will spring from that. Temperance sits in the energy around and available to you. It's wonderful because the Star and Temperance are kind of my 2 favorite cards to see when we have to deal with the devil. Because these are cards about accepting our whole selves, being our whole self, the dark, the light, the yin, the yang. We need shadow to create dimension in a picture. If it were all light, it would just be blown out and there'd be no form. So it's not about getting rid of our shadow, it's putting it in its proper place. My desire to be known or whatever doesn't have to be my undoing. It can be something that is like, oh wow, yeah, I have this real desire to be known. I need to keep an eye on that to make sure that I don't lose the essential truth of me in order to be known by other people, but I can keep that there. And that can be an aligned desire. You know what I'm saying? Temperance is moderation, says take it easy, says find your rhythm, find your flow gently, don't go to extremes, no all-nighters, and then, a 10-hour nap because you went all night. Find a gentle, easy flow, and if you do go a little overboard, well, take a little bit more rest, and so on, until it starts to be a wave a little more like this than like this. You know what I'm talking about? No extremes, no extremes. Gentle, consistent, attentive practice. Gentle, consistent, attentive rituals and routines. Support your creativity, support the health of what is inside of you being able to come out where everybody can see it, Empress, and you can be appreciated. And then in the key position, 6 of Swords. Another card that I love to see in association with the devil, especially when the devil sits in the past, because it says I can learn from this and leave it behind. I can actually gain all kinds of clarity from examining what has held me back in the past. Because as I pull the swords of what has held me back in the past out of my body, I allow those places to heal, and I also keep those swords right where they belong, not in my body where I'm wounded, but right here where I can remember, oh yeah, I'm never going to let someone take advantage of me ever again. Or, hey, I'm going to be more careful with my intellectual property from now on, after that person ripped me off. Or, you know what I'm talking about? Put things in their proper place. The sword does not belong inside of you. It belongs helping you orient yourself to what's next, or how you want to move forward from now on, from that wound. You know what I'm talking about, Pisces? Please let me know. I'm always curious when I'm reading for people. It's like this story unfolds in front of me, but not being a Pisces myself, I don't know how this is unfolding for you. So if you feel like sharing, do let me know. Comments, questions, stories, reflections, would love to hear them. I appreciate you being here, Pisces, and I really hope that this is helpful for you. Wishing you much love, many blessings, and if I don't see you before then I hope I'll see you in your mid-September reading. Till then, bye-bye.